So let's see here. Tech, but okay, so
This is the October 9th, 2023 Larkspur Library Board meeting held in the Larkspur City Council chambers. I think it's 6:03 and we should probably do a roll call. We have two people who are not here, Jonathan and Amir. I'm Jeff Gunderson. I am present. Andy Ravel.
Yep, present.
Armel Futterman.
Yes.
So we have a quorum. And we can now move to the approval of the consent calendar.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. And that it also approves the minutes from September 11th that we had last month's meeting. Public comment, we'll hear comment from anybody who might be, I guess we don't.
No, we
hear
won't,
comment.
we
just
won't.
are- We're just recording. Public comment from anyone in the audience right now before you'd like to make other statements later?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll move on to board member reports and comments.
I'm going to report briefly on the little welcoming meeting that was held at the home of Anne Morrison last month for them. And it was very well attended. And we had members of all three supporting entities, the Commons Foundation, the Larkspur Library Foundation, and the Friend, plus UND and Amir came in one room. And that felt very, very good.
It was the Larkspur Community Foundation as well.
And the Larkspur Community Foundation as well, who is, supporting everything Larkspur. So it was good to have the Friends, the Commons, and the Library Foundation all together, demonstrating their support of the new library, and I hope beyond.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I think there was really good energy. I met some people that I had not met before, which was nice. And it was nice to meet Damon and everyone kind of welcome him. So
It was a good,
well done.
it was a good progress from years of just everybody working in their little chambers.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Echo chamber.
Everyone kind of supporting each other. was
We,
nice.
yeah, and so anyway, that's my report.
That's great. That's very good. That's nice to hear.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to report other than that. I guess the last meeting.
I don't think I have anything either. I can think of, yeah. So I think we can go to your report, Damon.
oh, okay, well, first thing I thought I'd just say, this was unfortunately I didn't make it, but this was a great program. I don't know if
Oh, I
any other
agree. I
comments
agree
about that?
completely.
Um,
I was worried there wouldn't be much attendance, but there were probably a dozen or 15 people, I suppose, that are all, it seemed interested, and I was nervous and as usual, but it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
we're hoping our friends who can eventually get a better system for you to do.
I thought it went fine. Everything was set up perfectly and Teresa was great. And it was a blast to do. So I had fun doing it.
So
And it's an interesting story, so that always makes it easy. Thanks.
And the other just kind of event I'd highlight that we did last week. We had a big display for Banned Books Week to support, reading choices, and we had a member of the community donate a little I guess piece of artwork, 3D piece of artwork, books glued together with a chain around it that she obtained at the fair this year. And that was kind of the centerpiece, and that had just a lot of discussion. And then we had these items from ALA that are just highlighting the most challenging books out for folks to read. So I'll say there. The other big thing I want to highlight for this is the library, the new library RFP process is underway. So I wanted to update you where we are with that and the calendar. So as you know, 9 firms submitted for the RFQ, and then they were whittled down to 3. And so starting tomorrow, there's gonna be a kickoff meeting for the 3 architecture, design build entities, architects and construction companies that are bidding on this. And the city's pulled together a team of foundation members, city council and city staff. I'm on that team, and Morrison's on that team. And we're going to have an RFP kickoff where the company managing the project, Kitchell, will give us an overview of the RFP and the process that we'll go through in the next few months. And from there, we've got scheduled the 3 firms after this will work on their concepts and ideas. They'll present it to us as a team, get an idea. It'll be a confidential meeting to see if they're on the right track and get a little feedback. I think those meetings are scheduled for October 23rd, 24th, around that range. And then by December 1st, they'll present their final product. And we'll be having an official scoring sheet with this, and the firm that we'll choose will have the best value. Because we've given them a detail of what we want and how much money we have. And then from there, city council would ideally award the contract on the December 20th meeting, which is the last council meeting. And then from there, there would be more formal design work with the one architecture and design build entity that's selected. And that would go through the planning commission primarily to kind of go, and that would be where the public will have the opportunity to have a little more input on what's going to be designed, built, and developed. So after, I think those details will be worked out and kind of come out a little bit more after the firm is selected. And then they'll have a process. The goal would be to have it designed in about 6 to 8 months. And then constructed by the end of 2025 because of the grant requirement. So that's kind of that update there. We'll kind of keep you updated every month as I learn more and kind of go through process, but it'll be just kind of reviewing their concepts at this point. And it will be structured and scored, and so it won't be, I like this firm because of whatever, but there will be like a very detailed process of you get so many points for this type of thing, which we'll go over in more detail. So
That's exciting.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's really terrific news. So keep plugging away at that.
Yeah, we'll keep going. So that's exciting. And then the other kind of thing, just to highlight a few things we're doing at the library upcoming planning is we just signed up for a service called Hoopla, which is kind of instant streaming for every other public library we're in has it.
I thought we had that already.
No, we have Canopy.
Yeah.
So the big thing Hoopla will offer is it's instantaneous. So it's right on demand as you want something. So a lot of people like it for audiobooks. So you can get an audiobook right away, you know, like Amazon. There's not like our other app, Levy, where you're waiting, whole list, and you know, you still have it. This one, you download it, and then we get charged per content. And so we have to kind of manage that budget. Usually each download would be $2.99 or so. So we'll see how that goes. We're gonna have a slow rollout, you know, so to manage our budget appropriately. And then the other kind of thing we're excited about, ready to launch, probably in a month or so, is a new library e-newsletter. We're going to use MailChimp, and the city's given us permission to use our, it's 6,900 email addresses of adults. So we're working on kind of the format in MailChimp, and then it would be just something we send out, you know, to promote programs, activities. You know, it'll be a very kind of positive thing. We're kind of, it's hard to design it though. We're still kind of figuring out the color, you know, that's where we're at. So we're excited about.
How often will that go out?
Ideally, it would go out monthly. Right now, we have a product called Book Sizzle that goes out
Yeah.
weekly.
Yeah.
And we'll keep that. We're using that for programming and book recommendations. It was a little bit more designed just to promote books, hence the name, and we've kind of used it as a tool to promote programs also. So MailChimp's a little bit more for the program, but we're gonna keep the book chimp and kind of transition. It gives us a little bit more, people can unsubscribe easier, subscribe easier. You can kind of tell the clicks a little bit more. It has a little bit nicer design feature. So we'll be moving kind of in that direction. And then I think Book Sizzle would like to keep maybe for like really recommendations of people linking to and clicking and getting books. And ebooks they're interested in.
I like the email that we get from like this town of Larkspur, where it's like city council highlights and. I mean,
Manager, the city manager.
you say that's from Dan,
Yeah,
but I like the format of it.
Yeah.
It kind of gives you like updates.
Yeah.
Here's what's happening, like,
I was about to say that.
yeah,
The format is very important, because I have some experience with newsletters that take a lot of time to put together. And then you realize that people don't read them. That so then when we send a newsletter, we put the summary of what's in the newsletter in the body of the email. And we realized, because once there was a mistake in the summary, that people had not gone further beyond the summary and did not open the newsletter. And then when we do the newsletter, whatever we put at the bottom, we have to know that some people will not read that far. So my advice is keep it very short and bullet points, because that's all that people have time to read. It's just, if it's a paragraph has more than 3 sentences, they're not going to read beyond that.
well, you can have links to it, like the
Right.
city council one, it'll have to your point.
Yes,
The
yes.
little bullet point, and then you can
But-
click on it
Yeah,
and read more about that area.
But sometimes you think that you have to be clear and detailed. It's just people will do exactly what you said.
Yeah.
They will see what interests them. They see, they're interested in, I don't know, raptors. And they'll see something about raptors and they'll click on it. But if they're not interested, you can have as many details on that very fascinating topic that, and it will use up whatever little energy and desire they have to read. So they won't read the following paragraph, which will be about something that they would really like, but by then they're spent. And with the organization I'm with, we've really struggled on how to be clear and complete without running with that lack of patience to actually read beyond 3 paragraphs. That's my, I love
Makes
newsletters, and they accumulate in people's email and inbox.
Yeah, and we might move it because we're gonna use the same tool as the city
Yeah.
managers. It's the same MailChimp, it's kind of same logins, but we want to get the right template, and I think I think that's the problem with Book Sizzles. It got all this, it's kind of scattered, and they've got the programs in there, but it isn't. I think you're right, people aren't gonna read the whole thing, and hopefully they'll click to where, if they are interested in more about story time, especially libraries have.
Yeah.
Different issues, so we were gonna go a little quicker, but we want to get the template right.
Yeah.
Before going too far, I'd rather get it right than go quickly.
Yeah, people are really used to things that just fit on one page, one screen. Think that people would be looking at it on a small screen, on a computer, most likely on the phone. And think of a restaurant menu, there's many pages.
yeah, I like that idea of linking to more content when there is some, like if you do have good content on certain of those programs or whatever, don't hesitate to put them on there, but just have it linked so that people can. Like, okay, yeah, I'm not interested in that one, then all of a sudden, yes, this is the one I want to go in deep dive with. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that'd be good. I think that'd be good. Anything to get as many people as interested as possible in seeing things, or seeing the library.
Yeah, because I think it'll highlight things people don't realize we're doing, and we're still kind of getting out of COVID, we're still
Yeah.
not 100% ramped up to where we were. we're ramping up a lot of new programs, finally. So I think, in the spring, if we start going, we'll have a lot more activities people will want to come to and
Yeah, I think
Be
people
aware
are
of.
still timid to come back to even a public program in the building even, so.
so we'll keep you updated on that. And I appreciate your, input and, if you have any other thoughts.
How many people get the book sizzle?
1,000.
Yeah.
So
that'd be
this will
good.
kind of go up to
That'd be
7,
great.
almost 7,000. Because with
That'd be
Book
really
Sizzle,
good.
you had to opt in and people had to put their email in. Where now the city and a lot of libraries have done this, gave us permission to take our adult library card holders. Download it, and then so the first one we also want to send out so we don't get a big unsubscribe on that first one. And that people, think it's good. And we're also, when I was at the county of Marin, I oversaw our marketing department, the library. And we moved it to Tuesday afternoon when we launched it, because we thought that was like a low time. People are on their phone, and right now it goes out on Friday, so we might look at, the city one goes out on Friday, we might keep it Friday, but I want to look at the day and try to figure out. Because we may not be as important as like the city call objectives, but can we kind of get people when they're maybe in a lull, it's kind of maybe one strategy.
Have attention.
Oh, you saw how this works then
Yeah,
on
that's
that
good.
level
That's-
with the county then.
Yeah, I had a graphic artist. That's my problem.
Can we back
Oh.
a bit to a Canopy and Hoopla?
Uh-huh.
So are we dropping Canopy?
We're gonna renew Canopy. We have a partnership with they did this last year and we're gonna renew it. In November 1st. We partner with San Rafael and the county of Marin into one account. And so we just got the renewal and they're gonna do it a little bit different. Right now you get 8 plays. They're gonna switch November 1st. To tickets. So basically 3 tickets would generally be a movie. What they're trying to do is equate it with watch time. Instead of just having 1 or 2 plays. So that'll hopefully help us manage our money a little bit better too, because on some of those people would watch it, or you click play and then they would watch it, but we still got charged.
Mm.
So this gives a little more, hopefully, flexibility for us.
And how do Hoopla and Canopy overlap, or they don't overlap at all?
Canopy is videos only. It's like world cinema documentaries. It was recently bought by Overdrive, which is our ebook provider. So probably at some point there's going to be integration there, but for now they're just separate and it's its own video platform. Hoopla offers ebooks, audiobooks. I think we're only going to offer those 2 to start to maximize our budget. They do offer, if you go to other libraries, videos, but they're not really good. They're really lower tier. And a few other things like that. They offer like CD music, which is kind of weird. Not weird, but you could get it elsewhere for free or your streaming service. So I think we're just going to do those 2 services to start, see how it goes, and then we could maybe add the other collections.
So is that gonna overlap with Overdrive? A little bit?
It may to a certain extent, but you won't have to wait.
Oh, that's right, it's
In
instant.
Hoopla, it's
Right.
instant.
Right.
Which will be, but we're not gonna, libraries don't put these though in their catalog. Because libraries are kind of have a little trepidation about too many people, too much success, because you could really burn through your whole budget with people just clicking away.
Mhm.
So it's almost kind of not, in a separate area, we could put it in the catalog, but that would drive up use. I know like Barbara Kingsolver's new book is in there. Demon Copperhead is in there. So there's kind of not when they're first released, but there's a whole list. So
But you're right, you have to go into the site for Canopy, into the Canopy, you cannot wait through the library. I see what you mean.
yeah,
Just
so
wanted to see how many overlaps we would have, it's just the timing issue that's different.
yeah, we're hoping, people will like it, and maybe not. A lot of people don't like to wait for things too, a lot more instantaneous. So I hope that's success. And then just on my last thing, we're hoping to launch here really soon. With the new library, there was a lot of discussion of landscaping and, that campaign. So I think we're gonna start really small, but a small seed library. And Seed Library, Mill Valley, had one, we did one at Fairfax. And you start with people, getting, seeds for food or plants, and we're gonna pick those and how they're set up. And it doesn't always work out as it, but the idea is you grow it, then you return the seeds after the plants have, grown.
Gone to see.
Probably get all these jack-o'-lantern seeds that people do their pumpkin carving, but so we're looking at that. We're gonna kind of probably start out, and we're looking at Fairfax, kind of design, little setup. It's kind of something to experiment with and see, how much interest it is. Fairfax had a lot of interest in it. And they had a lot of community support, so we kind of think, we'll see what happens. So though, that's kind of my report, a few kind of goings on, and just also to highlight, on the website, we do have our programs are really ramping up. This is like our October calendar. And you kind of see, we're trying to do stuff almost every day. So, like we got book clubs, the Sugar Skull craft program, a magic show. We're really excited about a murder mystery party we're gonna have on the
That
28th.
sounds good.
No one's dying. People are dressing up, but we posted it. And again, this is one of those unexpected success things, like it was registered full very quickly.
Right.
And so that was, people found out about it on Eventbrite, which is just interesting where
Yeah.
people, because they had murder mystery, but it's mostly all Larkspur folks. They're gonna come in costume and
Yeah.
so,
Our two daughters wanted to do it. I don't know if they got in or not.
Oh.
They did,
Maybe
but Maybe,
another one, another month. And different
see
things.
how it
yeah,
goes.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I mean, we were kind of taken aback because at first we didn't know if anyone would come. You
they're
never know
very
these
popular.
things.
We used to do that at the school foundation, just put that, organize it and put on an item, it was always sold out.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
always, people love it, they love to dress up.
yeah, that's
Dress up,
yeah,
murder mystery.
Nick-
Solve something.
1920s theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, yeah.
So. And then we brought back Read to a Dog too, which
Oh,
the dog
good.
canceled, but that's always a fun one. So that's kind of
That sound good.
my business
Right.
report, or
Yeah.
direct, what we call it, the director's orals report. The one, so I'll conclude there and turn it over to the chair.
Oh, okay. The next thing is, the business item of updating the library mission and vision statements. Which I wish Jonathan was here, who sort of was always spearheading this and has great ideas about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amir actually was the one doing it, not John, well, both of them, but Amir particularly. And as we discussed it over the last year or two. I don't know where to pick it up at this point, because I don't know if we were gonna designate time to it. And
Yeah. I think I remember that there was some work done before the pandemic, at the beginning of the previous director's tenure on the mission statement. At least we started it. But do you have it? Would you write it to us so we can think
Well,
about it?
Jonathan shared, I think, a document that Amir had developed, so I'm not sure the work that who came in, but they were doing, I just printed it out. I wasn't sure who was gonna lead it and if it would be part of the packet, but or who had it, but it looked like almost like a SWOT analysis of sorts.
Exactly. So we did a SWOT analysis. All right, I mean, I know I did one. The director had sent to us and all of us talked about the strengths, weaknesses, and had submitted them, and
And
I
then
think
it's-
they were trying to put it into like a document, exactly. That's kind of where we ended.
Yeah, because I think what was shared with me, based on the last meeting, and I'm assuming probably everyone here, but I'm not sure. Kind of became to what's happening, what's limiting, and what's the opportunities.
Right,
And I think we were gonna talk, and there was a little synergy, because when I read the Larkspur Library's current mission statement, it's kind of long. And I was kind of thought, well, let's talk about revising it, get it, dialed in a little more. I like shorter ones. And then get your vision and goals, and even though we do have and from my perspective, it's obviously also yours. We're having the new library and that'll be a certain things, but we also do have just kind of philosophy services that will roll in to that library, and probably once it's built, we do another kind of session of this a year after it's built. That's kind of what probably Tiburon is doing now. But I don't know if this is Jonathan and Amir's kind of, I mean, I could read it and share it, but
I do remember what's on it. It's the thing I don't remember is what the mission statement that we currently have is.
Yeah. And I think we all did participate in
Yes.
that.
Yeah, and I remember seeing
putting our
that, that
strength
has done.
Yeah,
And I do agree with you that we should probably wait for a time when we have all 5 of us
I agree.
to
I
really
think so
hash it
too.
out and maybe just plan it. To say this meeting in December or whenever, when everybody
Yeah.
pledges to be here, we just do nothing. but
yeah,
that.
And then maybe we could, going into it, have the mission statement
Yes.
that we currently have. And then work on
Yeah,
what they had already.
if we have all the
documented.
elements come,
Yeah.
beforehand,
Like-
then we can come having done our homework and thought about it instead of just thinking on our feet, which we're really good at. but-
yeah. So like you have the existing mission statement and a document, maybe this document, maybe Jonathan or Amir has some other things that went before, then we could go through a process and.
Yes,
I know I'll definitely be at the next meeting, so,
you will?
yeah.
What, okay.
I will too.
What is today? October, we're talking November. I'm away.
I was thinking and wrote down some notes for this meeting in case we were gonna discuss that, but. I was thinking actually, and then this sounds funny and very librarian-esque of me, but I was gonna track down other mission statements to other places that looked like they had, little nuggets of wisdom that were succinct and spot on. And I don't think it's much different than what we would want to do anyway, but it's nice to have, make sure all those sort of things are covered too. Like just, the term intellectual freedom and how we want to describe that within a mission statement, just all those kinds of things.
Yeah, and again, maybe work that together, but it may be just worth the Google a few mission library statements and,
Yeah.
put like you said,
Yeah.
your 3, I had done that a little bit too, or some have like words that appear frequently, like I found, like connect is a big word that often appears.
I'm also with you though, that less is more, right? That
Yeah.
like having
Yes.
it much more a concise kind of mission or vision statement. Bodes to be much better, just in general.
I'm not here on the 13th of
All right.
November, but if we move it to the 6th, I'll be there. I'm gone from the 8th to the 15th.
Yeah.
No, yes. No, I am here. I'm
Oh.
going from the 1st to the 8th. Sorry.
All right,
Yeah, Linda.
we can check with the other.
Okay.
Amir and
Yeah,
Jonathan.
so the 13th would work.
Yeah, and we'll talk the future agenda item when the next meeting is, but.
This will be,
By my
this will be a
product.
business time for our next.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sandy, I'm jumping.
Yeah, but for me also a mission statement, it's nice if you could remember off the top of your head.
Yes.
One thing I just at one, like, I did a Dominican class once and the professor told 10 words. That's what you get for your mission statement.
Well, yes, I agree, because every time you take on a new direction or a new program or a new, then you can say, does it fit our mission statement? And it makes it,
Totally agree.
because you have, this is what it's for, it's
Right.
just to be,
Yep.
to
I
be
love
the guide, the guideline that everything is measured against. So shorter is better.
And it should be poetic.
That's your mission.
I love that.
I feel
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so table, so that would come to the next meeting again, the updating the
Yes,
mission,
yeah.
okay,
That would be our agenda, one of our agenda items.
and then maybe. We'll try to, yeah, also maybe talk to Chuck, again, kind of on this Brown Act, making sure we're
Yeah.
doing it appropriately, but suggest. Because we did talk about here of researching other library statements. Bringing the SWOT or bringing the document that has been developed and bringing the current mission statement. Would be 3 things
Okay,
to do.
and if I track things down, I'll send them to you and then you can send them to everybody. I think that fulfills that Brown.
Yeah, I could include it
Right.
like with the
Thanks.
packet of
Yeah.
like.
See, I would
this
say
item.
anything that we get individually on a topic, we can send to
Send
you.
Yeah,
And then you can have it in the packet, so we're not in violation of anything.
We're gonna discuss this on our own.
And we should have a deadline to say, to send everything. 2 weeks prior, so you have time to send it to us, so we can all
Yeah.
read it,
yeah,
Before Halloween.
because then we'll be on sugar high.
yeah.
Board status reports.
Yes, I'm Diana St. James. I think I met some of you at Ann's place,
coming.
and I am the president of the Friends of the Larkspur Library. And I'm the former owner of Dimensions and Travel up in Nevada. And this is my 3rd act in life to shift to library work. So I work at Old Mill Library in Mill Valley, as well as Copperfield's Books.
Oh.
And so I'm all about books now and just travel for pleasure.
Mhm.
So these are some of the things that Friends of the Library is currently working on. We, at Damon's request, we have come up with a welcome, we'd like to do a welcome bag, and so I'll put this out here for you all to see. And it is a red, lightweight
Thank you.
bag that would be given out as a to children and new library card holders. And they run about $3 each from Vista Print. And they would have the white Larkspur Library logo on it as well, boldly filling the bag. And inside you'd be able to put event flyers, stickers, giveaway books, small toys, small educational toys that could go inside. So we are at work on that. We're gonna do an initial run of 150, just to make sure we don't wanna make any changes. They're very easy to replicate after that.
So that is everyone who's got a new library card? Is
Yes.
that it?
Yeah.
I love that.
I think that's a great idea.
And the idea is that there's some book bags that are kind of narrow and skinny, and when we're trying, or tote bags, these are nice wide bags and they're bright red. The idea being, you know where your library books are in that bright red bag, and it can be full and strong to support library books going back and forth too.
And they will be big enough for children book, which are sometimes picture books are a little
Yes,
bigger.
yes, oversized, absolutely.
They're just a
Yeah.
little bigger.
We also feel like we need some younger voices on the Friends of the Library boards. And we are seeking a library using parent or 2 with a young family to join our board. We just feel like that voice is missing, and got a lot of young families coming into Larkspur. We feel like with our Touch Trucks event, we kind of opened up that door. And I did have a chance to go to Miss Teresa's story time down at Dollar Park, and there were probably 60 parents and kids and caregivers there. And it was just full of great energy with Teresa and Richard hosting it. So the need is there. So if any of you can suggest 1 or 2 enthusiastic, articulate people that might be willing to join our board, we'd love to reach out to them and have them join us. We're also going to be consulting with Teresa, and we have some information to send you. So we'd like to start with her first, so we're not doing any kind of an end run around her as far as what she'd like to see in a parent, or if she has any recommendations. We're getting ready to start our Season of Giving fundraising campaign. We do 2 per year. Season of Giving target date is to go out November 15th. And we have asked Damon for a specific wish list, and he's been great in providing a number of items he's looking for. And our goal is to try to raise $20,000 from the mailing. And so we have about 2,300 that will go out as snail mail. And then another probably 5,000 that will go out as an email, and they'll be able to donate via PayPal. So that will hopefully come just before Thanksgiving. However, we have seen these things come in for the next 3 or 4 months after that, especially at the very end of the year when your CPA says.
Get your
"These are
donation."
more charitable contributions." We're also updating our website in anticipation that this campaign might bring us a few more clicks. And Friends of the Library website, we feel like it's a bit outdated, so both text and images we're updating. And then finally, we agreed to fund, excuse me, 1 year of the library's, excuse me, Saturday morning children's programming. And we wanted to give Damon a check for that. And it's at $150 a program. We agreed to pay $75 a program for 12 months with the city matching the other $75. So
Wow.
check for $100 for it.
Wow,
That's
great.
as a place to start.
Thank you very much, friends.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So that's my update.
And
That's-
this, thank you, Diane, I really appreciate this, and we're doing the Sing and Stomp program generally, where we have someone come in and do early literacy interactive. So we're supporting that, so.
Would there be room on the soon to come newsletter to put a little plug for Diane and the friends looking for stamps for members? Is that a place where we can put any or just have a link to their website where you can have it on the banner, just join us?
Absolutely. We saw that the Mill Valley Foundation, Library Foundation is actively looking for new board members, and they have a banner right at the top of their website. And then you can click on there and see who the other board members are, which we're working on adding. So I think.
But that's, it's on it would be on the Friends website.
Yes.
I am
yes, that's-
wondering if we can, on the library newsletter, advertise the Friends.
Yeah, I think with, playing around with the templates, I think the short answer is yes, I think. One thing we could do is have them in the template, all 3 support groups, so you're always clicking on them. And then I know some library newsletters then will do spotlight on the friends, like. If we had been a little more organized, probably this time next year, there's a national Friends Thank You Week. The week of October 20th. We would probably for the October newsletter, do a spotlight of them, maybe interview a member. So you could have a little feature somewhere, but I think always having maybe the Friends Foundation and Commons in the template would make sense. You could always link to them and
Right.
But it's kind of what we were thinking and talking about, but I definitely think we want to support our.
Well, in terms of
Groups.
outreach,
Mhm.
because if you're looking for more members and we send something monthly, that's a place to reach, whatever number of 7,000 people who are using the library and who might be interested in being on the board. And the other thing I see with that is that it would give people a little more clarity on those 3 organizations that support our very small library, because still a lot of people do not understand why we have 3 and what each of those are doing. So having it on the website and getting for everybody a little mission statement would help the patrons to see a little more clearly.
Is your season of giving, is it also that newsletter that comes out too? I forget,
That-
it was like,
We do a quarterly
Quarterly.
newsletter.
or you do like a spotlight on someone,
Exactly.
Yeah.
a reading, a book someone's read.
Recommendation.
Yeah, I like that.
Event reviews, that kind of thing, yes.
I like that.
So that will
Good next
come out
time.
again in January.
Alright.
We got one recently last month, right? We got one recently.
That's correct, yes.
Those are good too.
Yeah, I think they're really good. Kind of think I know anyone that is good. And,
That's a great idea. I mean, all those are, but to have a young workman, terrific.
Exactly.
Wow.
Agree.
The key is to let them know. Some of them may not even know that you're looking for people. They may not even know how to reach it, and then they just assume that it's all covered, so. Whatever can be done to advertise it.
We don't have a bookstore like a lot of friends groups do. And oftentimes that's a way that people have much more of an awareness of who your organization is, or a way to reach people. So we have to rely more on e-marketing or events. to get
Is there's the event of a book passage coming up, right, in December?
Yes, our team, yeah,
So
December
that might-
3rd, so that's another opportunity, maybe if someone there has a daughter or son. The tea does tend to attract an older audience.
Yeah,
But if someone has a son or daughter, grandson, granddaughter, who might like to come, we'd love to have them.
it's come to Halloween in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah,
You'll meet around multiple hundred young families.
yeah, those are all really exciting things.
Yeah, really good.
Thank you very much for all that and supporting that children's program, the Saturday Children's Program too. That's terrific.
You're welcome.
I love the total idea.
I do too.
Yeah.
I have one of the bags from City Lights, which is celebrating its 70th year anniversary, and but it's that design you said, it's like thin, which is fine in some respects, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't think you can big children's book into this thing at all. So,
Exactly.
it's a paperback story. and
You're gonna
That
get,
doesn't work.
you're gonna get people asking where they got that from.
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
really good.
I think eventually, as friends, we will probably design a nicer bag, maybe something made out of canvas rather than that woven polyester stuff. That when you donate at a certain level, you'll receive the
Yeah.
bags with.
Yeah. And you'll have the friend's name on that as well as the Larkspur
We
Library,
will.
right? So you can hustle yourself.
The Larkspur Library logo, and then we will have
Okay,
a bit more of a signature,
Right.
Friends of Larkspur Library with our logo.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And so I think like. For new card members, like, you know, creating that buzz. and stuff
Uh-huh.
is-
even heard about a library where they rolled out a little red carpet. And the child would walk down the red carpet and get their bag, so.
It's your
We'll
big bag.
figure out, some way to make it. I think it's it's a rite of passage to get a library card, and it's been lost, and we'd love to see it come back again.
Great. Fantastic. Thank you, Diane.
Yeah. you're welcome.
It's
You can get a
terrific.
temporary tattoo. You know, because-
Or real tattoo.
Yeah.
What the
You know,
heck?
like the one you used to get in the chewing gum.
Yeah.
You can set them on.
I'll
love
look into
those.
those, that's fun.
Oh, yeah, the kids would love that. In the tote bag,
I still like having temporary tattoo. There's more.
in the tote bag with the library, our friends. and-
Get somebody to bring their real kid over and do real ones too.
No. That's that.
I know too many tattooers.
Well, thank you. Diane.
That's great. Thank you very much. For future agenda items, the one thing is our mission vision. To work on that. Let's see. Think of other things.
Can you think of any other topic that you would like to ask us about in the future, or that you can anticipate you're gonna need advice?
This is probably enough for one meeting. I don't have one. I'm still kind of learning the groups and kind of. I'd be definitely open if you had any like thoughts too to add. for agenda to talk about, but. Right now, I don't really have one or. Have anything specific. Other
We
than the
can-
mission,
We can
vision.
add things, up till a certain date, I assume, for the agenda. And if you think of something that you think we should be discussing, throw it on there.
I mean, that should be a pretty good discussion too.
That'd be a really good one,
Yeah.
yeah.
The one, I
Take
don't
up some
know
time.
if you've been here during the history but I know it's like how. If you write a letter to city council or you meet with city council or how. You communicate, is there something you do with how you communicate to city council?
Well, generally, there's a city council member who comes to our meeting, and there's one who is assigned, and I don't even know who it is, I believe it's Scott. And comes and participate in the meeting this way, and then report back to the city council. But that has not happened in a while.
It's
And
rare.
COVID and the pandemic has really made it go away. So that would be a good thing for it to be reinstated. The other thing we do is that we write a letter at the beginning of the year,
Yeah,
and reporting on what we've been doing, just telling them what our concerns are, what the accomplishments of the groups have been, what we see happening in the library, and what we hope is gonna happen.
So we would want to do that agenda item for that in December.
yes,
That way we're
Yeah.
prepared to write it.
yes.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah,
yes.
And
so
we
we've
should be
been done it-
thinking about those and sort of keeping track of those things from the past year that,
Yeah,
we want to highlight.
So one agenda item for the next meeting would might just be not really a discussion, but a reminder because it will be November,
Yeah,
it would be
yeah.
the next one.
and I think we could even discuss it. I think that'd be
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Depending on how much time and
Yeah.
energy we have that.
Yeah, but I think that would be a great agenda. item.
Yeah.
Cause then we can start thinking about it and
Shaping
talking
it.
about it. So we can have a more formal discussion on that, and so then we can write the letter. I think, I would definitely have that.
Yeah.
And we can fill you in more on that as we discuss it.
Okay, yeah, because I kind of went through a few minutes and Zoom meetings, and it probably took such a break during the pandemic that there wasn't the consistency yearly
Yeah, we-
process.
We met, but we didn't have real good contact with the city council, I don't
Well,
think.
also the director was new. And then we had the pandemic, a lot of
Yes.
items related to the pandemic and the functioning of the library during the pandemic too. Remember, we had to
Yeah.
do that new policy on learning material,
Yeah,
on learning the little hotspots and there was no policy, but it never happened before. So
and the one positive that came through all that is just how many online resources there really are that are not used by library patrons, and how to get the word out that those things are available, whether it's Canopy or now Hoopla, or the consumer reports, even all the databases that were subscribed to by the library that people were not aware of. But so we can continue to launch off of those things.
Yeah, I was thinking with the newsletter, like spotlighting a resource every
Right,
month too,
that'd
like
be really
consumer
good.
reports this month or
That's-
something like that.
I love that.
Probably a good one to do it. People consume.
You could spotlight a resource, spotlight one of the groups that partner with
Yeah.
us. Those are all things that I would definitely have.
Yeah, and ease people back into programming and library use.
So wait, what was your time frame again on trying to get the newsletter?
I would like to do it in October and November. I've kind of got the group, the individuals up. I've kind of got a few ideas. Right now, I'm kind of in the how to make it look attractive.
So do we want to put an agenda item about the newsletter?
yeah, just.
If you,
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe
if
we
you're
could do that.
pushing it out prior to our next meeting, we could then have some feedback. on it.
Okay, or it may not go out before the next feedback, but the newsletter would be a good feedback.
Yeah, and even if
Yeah.
That would be a good
if
one.
you push it out by then, we can give you feedback. If you haven't, we're more than happy to give you feedback prior to.
To where we're
Yeah,
at, because it also lets me, whoever, send like a test email to people, so you don't have to blast everyone, but you can put you know, everyone on the board and say, we'll
Yeah,
discuss this.
sure.
I think that would be another good.
I
Yeah.
kind of wouldn't mind finding at this point too, like a graphic artist or someone. I'm kind of thinking we could do like a easy template quickly, because a little stuck like on the mast and the colors and. I might just have to do it. They have, you know, some of the AI tools.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. So I think it will be good. We'll talk about the next meeting, see where we're at, maybe if we've launched or preview it, but it will be definitely October, November.
Yeah, feel free to use us as guinea pigs, right?
Yeah.
Kill you.
Yeah, I think it will be interesting too, because it's going to be a very important communication tool, especially with a new building coming up. And we already have a lot of confusion from the patron, among the patrons, that all our fan groups and what are we doing, and so to have something that is very clear from the get-go that they can go to and find either links to answers or links to other organizations, and it's consistent and easy to read, is will be a very useful tool.
I agree. I think it's great.
I'd like to have that on the agenda next month, so we can help
We
you.
can, yeah, we can formally talk about it, because I'm still kind of figuring out what, like last meeting, I had things in the business that were part of my oral report and. So,
But please trust
Okay.
your own instincts that you have from doing marketing things with
Yeah.
county system, because
Yeah, it's a good.
you know,
resource.
you really, that's a really good resource. And don't get intimidated by, you know, the way it looks. There's some teenager
Yeah.
out there who
that's.
cobble together something that look great.
Or maybe, I was like, maybe College of Marin.
The
marketing.
Yeah,
look can be tweaked, the content is gonna be, what's really gonna get. Unless it's really horrible, people are just gonna be more taken by the content and the opportunities that is offered to them, rather than
And I
whether
think
it's pink or blue.
we're lucky because we have this content already existing and
Yeah.
fully formatted, you know, we got the
Yep.
programs, we got the groups.
yeah.
We got these resources, it's really,
Yeah, you got plenty to put on there.
yeah,
Just managing that site, counting. Yeah.
Next meeting date, then we do sort of have then, don't we?
Well, it's only the second Tuesday, and Jay, I planned around those meetings, but
So that's the 13th.
somehow,
for Monday, second
Monday, second Monday.
but you're right, second Monday, oh, where's my head? It's the 13th, November 13th.
Yeah, it's on our minutes here.
And I'm just gonna throw this out, I guess we can't really decide it because it's some action, but. Hey, have you ever thought about meeting in the library?
We meet wherever we
Close.
hold.
Yeah, we could for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like this too, but I don't know, maybe that might be a little source of inspiration if we're
Yeah.
talking about them, you know, kind of.
Yeah, no, for Mondays, it's perfect.
Yeah, so maybe there if there was an
Okay.
objection.
A little cozier.
Yeah, a little cozier, people can still get
Chairs.
in. But this is fine too, you know,
Yeah.
but
I'm open for
The
whatever.
good thing that
Yeah.
if the door is locked, people can hear them.
Yeah.
Closer. But here, if the door is locked, we can't hear them, unless they throw a pebble at the window, we don't know.
Oh, I think that's
Okay.
it. Need a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
all right, thank you, so that concludes. The meeting,
Thank you very much.
6:55.
Of course, we're in student. Cross paths with